Alien intel confirmed it. Earth had no defenses, no fleets, no shields, no weapons. So they sent 200 warships to take it in minutes. None of them came back. No explosions, no wreckage, just gone. Because what they didn't understand was that Earth wasn't defenseless. It had 8 billion weapons, and every single one was human. The Kadrath Imperium's war fleet materialized at the edge of Earth's solar system with the confidence of a predator approaching wounded prey. 3,000 ships, each the size of a city, their hulls adorned with the scars of 100 conquered worlds. Admiral Tezcarn observed the blue marble through his command sphere, mandibles twitching in what his species considered satisfaction. Intelligence reports were accurate. No orbital defenses, no antimatter batteries. They haven't even colonized their own moon. The Vanguard fleet, 200 warships, accelerated toward Earth. They never reported back. One moment, sensor arrays tracked their approach vector. The next, empty space. No debris, no energy signatures, just absence. In Geneva's reinforced bunker, General Lucia Torrens stared at the wall of screens, showing nothing but star-scattered void. Her hands trembled slightly, not from fear, but from the terrible weight of what she'd authorized. "Confirmation?" she asked quietly. Dr. Hassan Okoye didn't look up from his console. His dark eyes reflected cascading data streams. Project Chimera engaged successfully. The fleet is elsewhere. Elsewhere. Torrens tasted the word like poison. You mean scattered across 14,000 alternate dimensional fragments, don't you? Technically, but they still exist, Okoye said, his voice hollow. Just not in any single reality long enough to maintain atomic cohesion. Torrens thought of her daughter in Sao Paulo, of her grandson, who collected pictures of alien worlds from ancient Earth telescopes, dreaming of peaceful contact. She'd stolen that future from him the moment she'd activated humanity's most desperate gambit. The Chimera stations. 84 facilities buried across Earth's crust, each one a dimensional resonator calibrated to human neural patterns. 8 billion people, unknowingly connected through quantum entanglement to the most dangerous weapon ever conceived. Every human mind was a targeting system, every human heartbeat a trigger. The Kadrath didn't know they'd invaded a world where consciousness itself had been weaponized. So Tezcarn's primary eyes dilated in disbelief as the reports flooded in. Impossible. Deploy the second wave. 400 vessels. Full reality anchors engaged. The human interceptor pilots watched from Luna Base as the second wave approached. Captain Marcus Beaumont gripped his flight controls uselessly. His interceptor carried missiles that might scratch the paint on one of those juggernauts. "Sir," his weapons officer whispered, "we're not even launching." "We don't need to," Beaumont replied, watching his biometric scanner. His heart rate elevated, his neural activity synchronized with 7,900,000,000 others. The Chimera resonators hummed to life. This time, the Kadrath ships didn't vanish. They transformed. Hull metal flowed like water, reforming into impossible geometries that couldn't exist in three-dimensional space. Crew members phased partially out of reality, their screams echoing across subspace frequencies as their consciousness fragmented across quantum states. Ships folded inside out, their interiors becoming exteriors, reactors bleeding into the void. Tezcarn watched his fleet unmake itself and finally understood the intelligence failure. Earth wasn't defenseless. Earth was a weapon. Retreat. Full dimensional. But the Chimera stations had learned. Okoye watched in horrified fascination as the system adapted, reading the Kadrath retreat protocols from their own quantum wake, predicting their escape vectors. The third wave never came. Across the Imperium's occupied territories, Enslaved species detected the sudden silence from the warfleet. So in the Kadrath home system, 2 light-years away, the Empress received a single message fragment before communication ceased entirely. They armed themselves. They armed all of themselves. In Geneva, Torin stood before the main display showing Earth, peaceful, blue, impossibly dangerous. "Casualties?" she asked. "None," Okoye replied, though his voice carried no relief. "But General, I'm detecting anomalous neural patterns in approximately 12,000 humans. The synchronization. Some of them haven't fully disconnected." Torrens felt ice in her veins. "Meaning?" "Meaning they can see what the weapon sees, feel what it feels." He pulled up medical reports. "They're describing places that don't exist, times that haven't happened. They're becoming entangled with dimensional spaces where the Kadrath died." She closed her eyes. The cost. There was always a cost. Beaumont landed his interceptor in Luna Base, his hand still shaking. Not from the battle, from the moment during the attack when he'd felt it. 8 billion minds touching his, using his fear, his will to survive, his love for his husband waiting in Tokyo. They'd won. Humanity had proven itself undefeatable. But as he walked through the hangar, he couldn't shake the sensation of other minds still brushing against his own. Whispering. Calculating. Learning. The weapon that saved Earth was them. And nobody knew how to turn it off. What happens when humanity itself becomes the weapon? Drop your theories below and subscribe to witness what comes next when 8 billion triggers have no safety.